I remember Issa Rae said something about growing linearly, and like the way that everyone is really growing to the next level together and doing so many big things. It's incredible to see. I just love it.
How we've built our whole career by teaming up with people we believe in their vision and really want to keep in that same tight-knit team around us.
I would love to go into space and be able to just do what I need to do and be able to focus on that and trust that everybody a part of this production is going to do what their part is, and I won't feel uncomfortable, or especially being plus size, because I always feel like I have to come in prepared to dress myself, prepared to say the hard no's about what I won't wear and what I will. And so I started our second season as Zatima. When I first got on set and saw Tyler for the first time, he got up and he was walking towards me, and I was sure he was about to come and hug me. So I put out my arms in the expectation for a hug, and then he proceeded to walk towards me, but then past me.
Can you imagine out of the corner of your eye seeing someone who you think is grabbing Tyler Perry and then they run away?
Ran upstairs. I was mortified.
Hilarious.
And it keeps me up at night. Like, I know things that you do where you're just like, you
intrusive
idiot.
thoughts.
And instead of just being like, oh, sorry, I thought we were hugging, just playing it off.
Right.
I was like,
Let There Be Art podcast. My name is Jade Nova, and I am here with my incredibly talented husband, Devin Mykel.
Yeah.
Of the Mykel's your middle name, so I wouldn't be able to do that like it's a family
keep telling him about me.
Tell him about you. Devin is 6'2".
Oh my God.
He likes long walks on the beaches. He's an Aries.
Are we on that MTV show?
Yes. And
where the girls walk by with the signs?
Yes. Oh, Singled Out?
That show was so dumb.
Oh, goodness. For all you Gen Zs out there, there was a show called Singled Out on MTV that was hosted by Carmen Electra. And it was the closest thing to
Tinder possible back then.
It was like the Tinder for millennials, except you had to
Everything
be on that show.
You do now on apps, you had to do on TV back then. You had to fly out to LA and stay in a hotel and meet random women.
Okay. Now that that's been put out there. Hi, guys. We're here with another episode. And my loving, awesome, handsome husband over there, he had the pleasure to interview our good friend Nzinga Imani. I wasn't able to be there for that episode, and I'm really sad about it. So
you actually were there.
I was there. Okay, I didn't know.
You just weren't on camera.
We're gonna pretend that I wasn't, because originally I wasn't a part of the show, y'all. I'm just gonna be real. We're gonna put it out there. We're gonna put it out there. I was just helping to produce the show, and then Devin.
She kept negotiating with me. I had to get my offer up.
What do you mean?
You kept asking for more.
What do you mean?
In the negotiation to get you to do the podcast full time.
I did not ask for anything to do the podcast full time. I gladly accepted after a little hesitation because I felt like we were doing so many things. And this is a lot. The podcast has been a lot. Grateful for it. I think it's a great opportunity for us to express ourselves and learn more about each other and learn more about our peers and do deep dives like we already do anyway.
Yeah.
But it was a lot. So I ain't asking for nothing to do it. I just was hesitating because, man, my plate got a lot of food on it and I only got so much capacity with which to eat it.
Because you got to fast.
And Nzinga Imani is going to be the guest today. And you all were talking about the writer's strike that happened and how it impacted her as an actress, as a working actress. And by the way, the show where she plays Angela on Sistas, but she also plays Angela on the spinoff. It's called Zatima. They just got renewed for a season 4.
Yeah.
So congratulations to our girl Nzinga. She is out here just shining bright like a diamond.
Yes.
Shining bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond.
All 3 of them, okay.
Yeah, that was kind of like John Legend at the end. Did you hear it? Diamond. Is that John Legend?
That's more
Smokey Norfolk?
Nah, I don't know where her name is.
I used to think they were the same people when I was younger. Okay, anyway. But can you see how they could be the same guy a little? If you like blur your eyes, you know how you can make your eyes see stuff blurry? Like if I saw them and I had to like.
No, that sound like that. I can't remember what her name is, but she did Lift Every Voice and Sing for the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
She looks like John Legend?
And Felicia used to do her PR.
I'm sorry, does she look like John Legend?
No, she sounds like what you were just singing.
Sounds like John Legend.
Oh my God, no! Just how you just saying. That's what you sounded like. In my opinion. Andre Day.
Andre Day does not sound like that.
You've literally.
Andre Day does not. Andre Day sounds like. All right, all right, today, all right, all right.
Okay, but if she sang a different song, then
and I do it all like
but
that.
she's not singing that song. She's singing whatever you were just singing. All right. Anyways.
Okay. You're welcome for that. That was free. But you'll maybe get my bill. Anyway, we're going to Nzinga's episode, so I won't be there. You won't see me, guys. Bye. You're not gonna say bye? Oh,
no, they're gonna see me in a second.
All right, bye to me. You should make me like Can you make me disappear, Brittany?
It's just extra work for no reason. We need to get these episodes out.
I want to disappear. All right, Brittany's gonna make me disappear. Bye, guys. See you later.
Welcome to Let There Be Art. Today, I'm with actress Nzinga Imani from the hit television series Zatima on BET and BET+. Nzinga Imani is an incredibly talented multi-hyphenate raised in Atlanta, Georgia. She is a fashion designer, entrepreneur, singer, content creator, and actress who's currently playing Angela on the highest-rated show on cable television, Sistas, which was created by Tyler Perry. She is currently the lead host of Bossip's new podcast, All Right So Boom, and has also had roles on the BET Plus series Zatima and All the Queen's Men. Her groundbreaking scene on All the Queen's Men was featured across countless articles and recognized to be one of the first of its kind, highlighting visibly plus-size intimacy. On this episode, we're going to get to know more about Nzinga's acting journey, how last year's actors and writers' strike affected her personally, her opinions on the pay gap for Black women in the entertainment industry, and the impact that artificial intelligence has on creators. Welcome to the podcast, my longtime friend, Nzinga Imani.
Hey, Devin.
What's up?
It's so good to be here. I'm so glad to see you.
It's so great to have you. It's always a pleasure to have you around. Nzinga is literally one of my closest friends in the industry. We've been friends for over 10 years now. And yeah, just to see your journey over the years has been incredible. For us coming up from doing web series on YouTube to you being literally on one of the biggest shows on TV. It's so great to see, first of all. And so I just want to tell you here on camera how proud we are of you and everything that you're doing.
Thank you. Y'all have no idea. I adore you and Jade, and seeing us all come up together. I remember Issa Rae said something about growing linearly, and like the way that everyone is really growing to the next level together and doing so many big things. It's incredible to see. I just love it.
Yes. No, same. It's literally how we've built our whole career, teaming up with people we believe in their vision and really want to keep in that same tight-knit team around us. And Nzinga has done everything from acting with us and music with us and makeup, like literally everything. She's so multi-talented, and just really proud to see everything that you've done.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about Book of Clarence. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I definitely want to, but I haven't had an opportunity.
No, it made me think of you. We just saw it last weekend. It was opening weekend, and James Samuel is actually, who was the director, actually did the music. He's an artist, and it just really reminded me a lot of our journey and Jade and all, and basically the multi-hyphenates and all that we can do. And you're seeing a lot more of that now. I'm just curious of your experience being a multi-hyphenate and I guess where your aspirations go beyond just acting.
I didn't even, I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize that was like a musical.
It's not, I wouldn't really call it a musical, but he composed the music for it, and he's an artist in his own right. He's actually Sill's brother. Oh, nice. Yeah, which is really random. And he did, what's the other film called? He did The Harder They Fall as well. He directed that as well. But it's just really cool to see people who operate in different spaces. Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious where your path will take you in your acting journey. Do you see yourself directing one day?
Absolutely. I see myself doing everything. That's the trouble with being, I don't know if it's the Aquarius in me or what, but I want to touch all the bases. I feel like I've already experienced so many different sides with doing makeup, with doing styling, with doing acting. I feel like I've produced, I've been an EP, so I'm just like, next up, I definitely want to direct. There's director in me already to pull myself back sometimes in certain situations where it's, okay, girl, that's not your position, just do what the director says.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something I want to do. And I love how directors have their different voices and how you can really see it. Even now on our show, now we have multiple directors, and I think even the tone of each episode with different directors is different because you have someone else who's the voice who determines the direction of the show or the mood of that scene.
Right.
And I definitely want to have that in my hand, and I definitely want to direct a musical. I got to get some musical. I don't even think most people...
No, you would be perfect.
And I don't think a lot of people who know me now on the shows that I'm on even know that I sing. And to me,
they need to do some homework.
Yeah, no, but not only that, but I think in my recent years, as opposed to before where it's like you knew I sang. There's no way you knew me and you didn't know that I sang. But even meeting people now, when they realize that I sing, they're like, how did I not know that about you? I'm like, I've known you for a year. How do you not know? But it used to be something where it was done in front of you all the time. It was all over my page. Now you can scroll and not see it, but it's hard to juggle all those things at once.
So are we going to see a more of a balance between your music and acting going forward? Okay.
That is definitely my intention.
Okay.
I do not want to lose. The musicals are like my favorite part of acting. If I could do that all the time, I would just do that. But I don't know how I haven't been able to balance it yet. But I'm figuring it out, and it will definitely be coming soon.
We can't wait till we get to see all that you do. And actually, The Color Purple, the director for that, I haven't seen it yet, so don't give me any spoilers. But
the movie's been out for it. The musical and everything has been out. So there's no spoiler.
I don't know if there's any twist, but I heard it was really good.
Yes,
I can't wait to see it. But the director of that, Blitz the Ambassador, he's actually a rapper, singer, songwriter, and multi-hyphenate as well. He's had a lot of success in Afro beats. I think he's from Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just, again, really cool to see people who are multi-talented be able to get more opportunities in the spotlight to bring the full vision to life. I think we typically have more of a well-rounded vision for a productions look like, being able to have our hands in everything, like you said.
Particularly a production like that where you have so much dancing, so much music. Like you have to have a musical background. You can't just come in not knowing. You have to be able to see the full production and figure out how to put that into the story but make it seamless, and it was done phenomenally. I can't
wait to see it. This weekend we got to go see that.
Yes.
So in recent news, Taraji P. Henson did an interview during her press run for The Color Purple and called out the unfair treatment she's experienced as a black actress in Hollywood. What are your thoughts on what she said, or do you need to hear the clip at all?
I'm good.
Cool.
I can say for sure I understood where she was coming from, and I was glad she spoke up. I understand that people have their different feelings about the timing, but I also feel like you have to speak up about things like that when you're in front of people, when the attention is on you. Otherwise, it won't matter. Otherwise, you're just somebody who's bitter and petty. But if things are being done unfairly, you should always speak up. And the fact that she, in a cast of stars, was the one to speak up, even that lets you think about how many times things like that happen and nobody speaks up. It's heartbreaking to think that some people of that caliber could come to work for a major studio production and then encounter not having the basics. The basics. And then when you have there's so much pressure when you get on a set like that, where the least you could do is expect there to be food, or the least you would expect is to have a private dressing room or transportation to set. These are things you wouldn't think that people at that point in their career would have to fight for. But at the same time, people are like, nobody wants to hear a millionaire complain. How many expenses come with being a millionaire? She really even broke it down. Like, you can't do normal things. So your whole life changes. You can't move the way other people do. So your expenses increase crazy.
Like crazy.
And you have to be able to accommodate that. You have to be able to hire a team and protect yourself. She was totally in the right for speaking up, and 100%. I'm glad that she did. And I'm amazed because I even had conversations with certain people that I work with where they were just like, how could she? And I'm like, what do you, like, she should just be happy for what she's getting. And I'm like, you wouldn't feel that way if it was someone else. I feel like that's treatment that is specific to us.
Yep.
Why
100%.
should she just be happy with the bare minimum when she's reached a point in her career where she should be expected to receive so much more.
Yeah, and she even spoke to saying you don't see that with our white counterparts. You don't going without anything or having to talk about. You want to be focused on your craft. You don't want to have to worry about what a runner's job or a PA's job is to go and handle those things for you. And I love what she said about who would she be as the superstar that she is if she's not speaking up for the people who are coming up behind her. And that's the kind of energy that we need to be able to pull each other up. And what kind of musician or producer would I be if I'm not pulling the next generation up? And it's that each one teach one and really be an example. So I loved her for that. And I don't know if you've had many experiences with the comparisons in the industry, but have you dealt with anything in terms of pay that you felt wasn't fair ever in your experience?
I think it is a constant struggle, especially now being a series regular on a major show that puts your pay at a certain level. Then again, when I'm getting new offers or anything coming down the pipeline, it's just like what you said. You go right back to the bottom and then you have to scrape your way through and negotiate and fight for your worth for something that it's already been established. This should be the going rate. It's not even that high, but it is. If someone doesn't speak up about it, it will never. And there's always somebody who's willing to go lower or take less for what. But guess what? You're gonna get that. That's what you're gonna get less. You want to pay less, you're gonna get less. It's definitely a fight that I'm consistently dealing with whenever a new project comes across and there's negotiations come on the table. Very rarely does it even start with a number that is feasible for what they're requesting in terms of time, in terms of energy, and whenever I'm a part of a production, I always do more than just one thing. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. It's like, I shouldn't necessarily have to, but if I go into a project and then they don't have the right clothing for me, or they have a makeup artist, but why do I look this dusty? So now I got to go to my dressing room and fix. It's like our needs are not always taken as seriously. I feel like they would be if we were other people.
Yep. Cat Williams actually spoke on that too, and just with Money Mike and Friday, and how he literally picked out his car and put together the wardrobe and just really did all the extra things that it took. Now, again, that's not 96, so I'm sure budgets were way worse than they are now, but just to see the importance and how integral we are as artists with making sure that our art is still seen the way that we want it to, no matter what the budget may be or the restrictions that we have. Yeah, definitely could commend you for that.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I don't want it though.
No, for sure. What I mean? But
I would love to go into space and be able to just do what I need to do and be able to focus on that and trust that everybody a part of this production is going to do what their part is, and I won't feel uncomfortable or I don't look the part, especially being plus size, because I always feel like I have to come in prepared to dress myself, prepared to say the hard no's about what I won't wear and what I will and stuff like that. And it can be very intimidating, especially coming in the door, because you don't want to seem difficult to deal with or anything like that. But at the same time, it's like you have to speak up for yourself or you will get trampled all over. And I see it all the time. And particularly for me and what I look like, my being plus size and whatnot, I see being dismissed, particularly when people don't know who I am yet. I've been at award shows where security is trying to physically push me out of the door when I'm supposed to be in the third row. And I've had to have other casts pull me past them. Again, and my sister was my +1, but they didn't stop her. My sister's a standard size model, so just the difference in our physical stature, really we're twins aside from that. So for him to physically feel like I needed to be removed for no reason other than you don't look like you're supposed to be up here. And it's things like that happen in our industry, and it can be heartbreaking, but at the same time, I know that I have to fight for it because there's girls coming up after me who are dealing with the same thing. And not to mention all the girls who came before me. Speaking of the pay gap and everything coming out now, I think Kat mentioned how Monique Ben said this. Why didn't y'all listen?
Everybody was trying to trash her.
Everybody was trying to trash her, saying that she was doing too much in this. But when she spoke on issues, y'all ignored it, or y'all said that she needed to be quiet, or she was doing too much. And it's
everyone will rally around the writer's strike. But when there's one black woman that's sitting here speaking up for it, we don't pay attention to her, and it shouldn't have to take the face of the SAG-AFTRA to make us pay attention to these things. I'm curious, what was your experience during the strike?
It was a hard time because we were just about to go in and film our next season.
So you hadn't started filming it yet?
No,
okay.
we had done the first season. I'm sorry, the third season. Just about to film the third season. And I was ready. I knew what that check was going to look like. I knew that it was going to come on time. I was prepared. And as an actor, you live off of that check for months at a time. I'm very grateful because I'm a series regular and because I've done a few seasons and whatnot. I have a lot of savings. Praise the Lord. Yeah. And this is the first time in my life I had been able to say that. So, I was good. But at the same time, your heart starts to pitter-patter a little bit. You're stressed. You're expecting this money. You don't know when time will come back or if the opportunities will still be there, because during that time, shows could have got canceled. There's all types of things that you don't know if you're coming back to anything. So that was a terrifying experience, especially the way dynamics have shifted and now being a breadwinner or whatever the case may be, where a lot of people are depending on you and you're depending on you. It all worked out. I'm grateful that it was longer than we expected, but it was relatively short. And now we got back to work and work has been phenomenal. I finally got paid residuals for the first time ever, and I think it's post-strike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those checks coming in was crazy because I had been on TV for the past 3 years and I had not seen a dime of residuals.
Really?
Not a dime.
Do you know why you weren't?
Or
because of with the stream, or specifically for streaming. Yeah. Yep.
So I wasn't getting paid a dime, and it's to be a series regular and not be getting paid a dime off residuals is crazy. Right. But since the strike, checks came in, and that was a relief. And now since the strike, literally the day that they finished the strike, by that night we had our scripts for season 3. They were ready. So we filmed. Season 3 is gonna be phenomenal. But yeah, it was a hard time. The strike was definitely tough.
Did you feel a little more security just because of all the other things that you do in the industry? Like you have clothing line. Is pronounced Nimani or
Nimani? Yes.
Nimani. Okay, and you're a content creator. You do brand deals. So there's other ways that you're able to make money. So I guess what's your experience been being an actor and balancing all the other things that you do that doesn't have you leaning so dependent on acting?
Yes, and that's one thing I could say I'm very grateful for. But I've always had multiple hustles. Never done just one thing. You have to always have multiple streams of income. So I wasn't in a panic because, yes, I did have the clothing line and everything like that. But granted, none of that money compares to what I make on the show, especially because we make, what we're making on the show, it's per episode. And we film quickly. So if we do 20 episodes in 2 weeks, I don't have to do another thing for the rest of the year. But
Tyler shoots faster than anybody in the world.
And it's phenomenal. When I tell you I wouldn't have it any other way, I love that. I love that because I can't even explain it. It's just an intensity. It's almost like a boot camp. Like you're all in, you're focused. I normally stay on campus. I love that feeling, that pressure, that whatever. And then also that freedom that you really get to do whatever you want the rest of the year, whether that be other projects, whether it be other work, whether it be travel the world. You have that freedom. And the great thing is, before I even got this acting opportunity, I had started to live off my other hustles. Influencership took over. I was good, more than I had ever been before. Before that, it was leaning on makeup, but that still requires a lot of time and energy, and your schedule
and overhead supplies.
Because nobody. And when the fire happened, I had a house fire, lost everything. When I had to rebuild my kit, that was thousands of dollars. And people don't understand, just from each product, it might be a little $20 here, $50 here, but when you have to do a kit and you have to do multiple skin tones and everything like that, it came out to be thousands of dollars. So that was a hit. Not to mention, while I didn't have the kid, I couldn't work. That's one of those situations where it's like you have to have something else to fall back on. And I've always been somebody who is going to have a million different ways of making money. The shop, I'm a plus size girly and we need more options. So starting that shop was a big, huge thing for me. And people don't realize with TikTok shop and Instagram shop and Amazon, to have your own store selling anything right now is difficult because people want delivery the next day. They have a million options for pennies on the dollar. It's difficult, but it's necessary because we need more options. People who actually can wear the clothes to design, and because people who don't have our body types don't know how to design for us truly. You can make the sizes bigger, but that's not all it takes to be plus size or to make plus size clothes. So I'm glad that I can put my hands in all these different things and stay busy during the strike. I was plenty busy. So even though I wasn't working in that field, I had a lot going on. And it was a welcome rest too from filming, because the grind of an actor, the constant auditions and being on call for that, because a lot of times you have auditions that are due the next day.
Yep.
You look crazy, you just took your braids out, whatever, and you got to submit an audition. It can be intense, but I'm grateful for all of my many skills.
Yes, no, it's definitely the hack to everything, even stacking your skills to be your best self. With the strike, I know it was ultimately a success. I think there were minimum increases. I'm curious how that's going to show up for the Tarajis of the world and how those wage increases that in as well, and not just the minimums.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the strike was a success for the most part. So there were 6 things that I wanted to highlight that the actors received in the new contract. So there were minimum compensation increases. There are streaming bonuses now, which is probably what you were talking about, that you're now receiving. Disclosure of viewership stats, so people are aware of the actual money that they're supposed to be paid. Minimum number of background actors for projects. Relocation bonuses, which was a big one, because like they would literally have you move to some places and wouldn't pay you at some points. And then limits on artificial intelligence. Now with that one, that always has been a weird one for me, just because I really embrace technology, but it's also can be scary. But I think it was ultimately a win, because now they're saying if you are doing artificial intelligence or they use your likeness, you will still get paid as like you were actually doing the work.
Should.
Does AI scare you at all?
Absolutely. It's terrifying. They can literally replace you or come up with something that is like familiar to you or similar to you and just replace you with it. They've been doing it with models for years, where there's a dark-skinned, beautiful model that is completely AI, and like some white guy runs whatever, and companies buy her all the time. So you'll think this brand is like supporting this black model, but in reality, they're not.
Yeah.
So it's scary to think that can happen, and that has probably been happening for a while. I haven't encountered that yet, but it's something that could easily replace any of us and all of us. When you can create and generate an entire story, then why spend the money on an actor or lighting or whatever when someone can be on a computer and do it all? Not to mention voiceover work and all these things are potentially could be affected by this. So I definitely think there need to be parameters on that. It's an art form, and you can't just let something come in and just take over and put all these people out of work, all these people who have studied this craft and worked years diligently, and then just erase them. That's wild. So I'm glad that there are some protections. I don't know the depths of how far that goes, but to know that if they're using your likeness, you should be paid, and that should be a dead, no-brainer.
Yeah,
to
for
me.
sure, for sure. Do you personally use AI just on your own work and running your businesses or anything?
I don't too much, other than when it comes to creating graphics and stuff like that. But in reality, I know I need to. I know I need to learn, because I know that it's coming either way. I know that that's not something we can avoid.
Yeah.
So it is something
It's
that
inevitable.
I want to learn and get to know more about, but I'm glad there are still parameters around it.
For sure. Yeah, I'm on the fence. That's why I said it's tricky for me. Is I get the benefits of it as a business owner and trying to run a business with a small staff. And then also as a creator, it's scary because I don't want to be replaced. And I don't think we're nowhere near close to that point. I think people still want that human connection. They want the human touch to things, but we're definitely headed down that road.
I think we do to a degree, but only as far as we know, and that's something that I do think a computer could learn and simulate. I think they're doing that already. There are profiles online that have thousands of followers, and these followers don't know that these are artificial.
Yeah.
These are not even real
I've
people.
seen
and that's the thing. It's like you won't know. There's gonna come a time where you really won't know. So that's the part that's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's definitely Black Mirror coming to life.
They be warning
right in front
us, and we don't care.
Yeah, predictive programming is definitely real.
Yeah, even with the little police dogs, they did a whole Black Mirror episode about how those things will ruin the world.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh yeah, so they're gonna drop a line of them. I forget what city they're doing, but they're live and in action now already.
Yeah, yep.
The robotic police dogs.
Yeah, I remember this was before COVID, and we had a robot. We were in LA, and a robot brought our delivery to us.
Yeah, I've seen those, but they've been backfiring on those because they get robbed a lot now or something like that. Because you can do all types of crazy things with your food and stuff.
Now they're gonna be carrying guns.
Oh Lord. I don't know if that helped anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
But yeah, but that's the scary part about the robot dogs and stuff, because it's like, what are their functions in terms of taking out criminals? And how can they differentiate between somebody who's done something wrong and someone else?
Yeah.
Like, what determines that? So,
Yeah, and
all of that
it's
can be
even a lot of, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But a lot of biases are in it, because like you got to remember, the artificial intelligence is only as smart or as biased as its creator. And most of these people are creating this stuff are white. So if you go in there and you ask for a robber or a criminal or whatever, you're more likely to find a black person, or just all these different stereotypes that exist. If you put in CEO, it'll be an older white gentleman. So yeah, just those types of things and biases that can come out and really have a negative effect, especially when these next generations are consuming this content, not really understanding the biases and the implications of that information.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, that's all we can do is sit and wait and pray and hope. Yeah.
So let's take me back to the beginning. What was your start? Just how did you get inspired to be in entertainment? Just like in your youth, I clearly met you very early in your career, but take me back before that. What makes Nzinga?
I'm a middle child, so I think that says something about me just in general. But I've always been an entertainer. I've always been like a big personality. I was in acting in school and things of that nature. Went to college for it. When I was in high school, that's when I got pulled into musicals. My chorus teacher was like, you should just be in this musical. And I didn't really know anything about musicals until that point. Then I did Susical the Musical. And then the next year we did I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. And all these things made me just fall in love with theater. I went to college. I was forced into a regular job as my major, but slowly shifted and ended up being drama club president and all up in the theater and sneaking and changing my major. And I remember when my mama found out, she cussed me. Ooh, I was scared because it was after a play. She came up to me and was like, what the hell is this? But I always knew what I wanted to do. And I knew that at some point I wasn't going to be able to appease anyone else. I was going to have to just do it. And ever since then, I started doing Dream the Urban Musical. So we were doing music, acting, dancing. That really pushed and tested me. And then that character was really popular. So that spun off into people recognizing me, but also just knowing that this is something that I can really do, that people resonate with my character and me on screen. So I never wanted to get away from that, and I just continued down that path doing indie projects, left, right, and center. While I was in school studying theater, we had to learn stage makeup. That was part of our curriculum. That helped me become an independent person who didn't necessarily need to stick with a job to make money. That's a big part of being a creative, because it's hard to find the time when you're pulled between doing a job to really get that creative outlet and then do it enough to make it a job and things sustainable. So I was very grateful for that gift. People trusted me right off the bat. I started, my first makeup gig was a wedding, I think.
Oh, really?
So that was like, they threw me in the deep end. Yeah. But I don't know if it's the Caribbean background or what it is, but I've always worked well in those conditions. Like, the tougher situation you put me in, the better I'm going to do.
You're Aquarius, so that's that Michael Jordan energy.
Yeah,
right?
I do what I can. And my birthday twins are also, who else? It's a whole bunch of people in the Kelly Rowland, Brandy, all the good with Carisha. So it's
Shout
some
out
great
to
people.
Kelly. It was a client of mine.
Oh, dope. Yeah, that's big, tough energy, big love, but also like we go hard at everything we do.
Sure.
So where was that? Oh, so the makeup helped me sustain. It became like, people didn't even know that I acted and sang for a while because I got so engulfed in that. But it helped me meet so many people. I was the key makeup artist for one of the best headshot photographers in the world, Brian Jones Photography. And during the years that I was his key makeup artist, I'm meeting so many actors. I'm meeting agents. I'm really getting to see the other side of the industry from that perspective. And that helped me, of course, once the tables turned and I'm in the seat as a lead actress or whatever opportunity. Having that background info or being in that other position of service just is always going to help you in every position, because more than the average person stepping into this role, and you've seen it all and you know how to present and you know how to solve problems, all of that. Everything just snowballed. I continued doing social media content even after Dream. My platform grew. People loved me. And I think that had a lot to do with why a role that was very small, I was on All the Queen's Men for one episode, but because I had done so much work online or whatever the case may be, people knew me from that one episode, became way bigger than that episode.
Yeah, because then they went back and looked at all the old content.
It was like, who is this girl? And almost immediately, that turned into a series regular on Zatima. And that's beyond a blessing. It took forever for me to get on TV, but then once it rained, it poured. Yeah. From series regular, then I got written into Sistas because it's a spinoff. Zatima is a spinoff of Sistas. Right. So to make that work, I got into that. So it's just been continuous blessings, and because of the blessing of that, I've been able to fund my own projects and have my own passion projects that I can do now that I have the funding, because that's a large part of it. Can't do anything on your own. I won't say on your own, but it takes something to do it. So to have that extra cash to really be able to bring to life your dreams, it's amazing. But that's basically the journey. It all just one step, two step, and I'm sure I left out a few steps, but yeah, that's how you sum it up. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so in terms of your outlook on your career, how has that changed? Did you always want to do everything, music and makeup, and was that your dream early on, or how has it changed over the years?
It's definitely evolved constantly. I didn't know I wanted to do musicals when I started acting way back when. But once I discovered musicals, I knew that I could never do an acting without musicals. Like I crave it. Makeup, when I tell you that was the last thing I thought I was gonna be doing. Growing up, I was more of a tomboy. To even know that I became somebody who was interested in the whole beauty and glam thing is crazy. But now people like know me for my fashionista, beauty glam. So that it's crazy how your life you can just move in cycles. Yeah. And now it's like, I know I'm gonna be acting for the rest of my life. I'm excited about that, but I'm also excited to see what else that turns into as I evolve and grow and learn. Seeing people like Niecy Nat, and I remember her from Reno 911, and I remember identifying with that character. I love that character, but to see how she's been able to shift her career and do more serious roles and really show so much range. I'm like, I can't wait to see how this goes.
I just saw her clip on your page.
Oh,
when she was thanking herself.
Yeah, I want to thank me.
No, it's true. You have to.
You do.
You have to. We don't give ourselves enough credit for all that we do.
It's tough to be in the limelight, and until you're really in it and experiencing all that comes with it, you really don't realize how toxic it can be. She talked about how she went through a divorce on camera. She was told no a million times, so she could never play this role, never play that role. And that's the reality. That's something we all face in this industry. Yeah. Someone else determining what you're capable of. But if you keep at it, you can prove all of them wrong. Yep. And that's what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah. I love it. Are you signed to an agent right now?
So when you say you mean like an acting agent?
Acting, or I know you do things in social media as well. The agency world has opened up in the past few years, especially since COVID, with so many, with the creator economy really starting to boom now. And so, what's your experience being with agents?
I'm an acting agent. I've been with them for a while, but I will say this. As an actor, I feel like lately you have to get most of your own work. You have to put your feet to the pedal. You have to make your own network, because most of my roles have been either requests, like somebody saying, I want you to audition for that, more so than just random auditions. Having an agent is fantastic, and it helps, especially once you get to that position, because someone else can negotiate your contract, who sees it from a different angle and be involved in the process. But you have to be your own agent first, and I would say that's the biggest thing that I learned in all respects, whether it be influencer work or whatever else. I feel like that's one of the many hats that I wear for myself as well. Like, you have to do your own work and put yourself out there and make those connections, and sometimes even negotiate those contracts yourself if you don't want to have to cut off that percentage and hand it to somebody else.
You definitely have to pick and choose which projects you want to handle on your own versus pass along. Did they book all the Queen's Men for you? Was that something that they had you audition for? Okay.
Yes, and then from that I was requested to audition for Zatima.
Gotcha.
So that because like a snowball effect. So that was awesome.
Yeah, most people, when they think about acting, they think about having an agent or agencies. But what does your team look like? Do you have anyone else that's consistently working with you, or any other roles on your team?
It varies. There are times where I have PR.
Okay.
But I will say it comes and goes. There are some times that I have things to push, and then there are times where it's just, okay, I can't afford to have y'all on the roster the year round. I got to make sure I got a plan. But it would be helpful because, especially with the reality of the way entertainment is now. If you're not in front of people constantly, they have the shortest attention span. And I don't want to be having a Krishan Rock and force myself to go viral every couple days in order to have attention or have opportunities come my way. But you have to make sure you're at the red carpets or at the events and touching elbows with the right people, because a lot of the opportunities come from just who you know and people reaching out to you. So it's been difficult not having the team that people would expect me to, I will say, at this level. But I've always been somebody who gets it done. So whether that be, I have my photography people who I contact and reach out to. I have the people who I trust to do my hair or to do my makeup. But in all honesty, I'll say more, I want to say 70, but the truth is it's more like 90% of the time. Those are things that fall on me for most of the opportunities, and I just have to roll with it. But teams are fantastic.
How's your experience been with having PR and just navigating that independently?
Difficult, because I'm not super social when it comes to just like all the events. I don't have it all on the calendar. I'm not always prepared, so it's hard to know what you don't know. You'll see an event come across your timeline, I'm like, what the hell? This was down the street from where I live. How did I not know? Or this was an event sponsored or hosted by somebody I'm affiliated with. You don't know unless you're really there and in the loop. So it's because sometimes you just don't, if your PR might be the only people or they might be the only ones who really know the contacts to get you in certain doors. So that's the hit that you take, but at the same time you have to be realistic with your budget, with
your expectations of them. PR can be tricky, and just figuring out our balance of doing that. Like you said, when to have it during certain seasons, or I have this to promote, and and then even doing it ourselves, like you said. Yeah, it's definitely a thing that is tough for people to figure out. I've heard just in experience with other artists and actors and their experience with PR. Is there anyone on your team, or I'm sorry, anyone that you would like to have on your team that you think would help your career? Like, what's the next missing piece to take you to the next level?
I guess it would depend on the function of that person, because that's another thing. The roles can be broad, but I feel like it depends on who that person. They kind of blur together. Yeah, they always blur together, but also it depends on that person. There was a time where I was looking for a manager, but I just didn't feel like anybody was excited enough about me. And to me, that's a big part of it. Like, I don't want anybody on my team who doesn't see me the way that I see me or my career going. You know what I mean? I don't want it to feel like I'm paying you to just, I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, just have you just sitting on a roster. So when you do, because there's those reactive managers or reactive agents who just wait around until an opportunity comes to and then collect on it. No, I need you to be just as excited and waking up and have ideas and come to the table. Let's brainstorm. What do you see? How do I get from A to Z? And that artist, or finding that person, is really tough. Yeah. So when you find them, hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, maintain that relationship, because it's difficult to find people who aren't just waiting on you to do the next thing, and then people who aren't just waiting on your next opportunity to bank off of, but instead making sure that they find opportunities for you and are really looking out for you. And I do feel like the last PR agent I had was excited about me in that way, but then she left and did her own thing. So that broke my heart a little bit, because she separated from her agency, and I just didn't feel like anybody else at the agency, I didn't have a relationship with them. So that is important to me. I don't want to just fall on somebody else's roster and be paying them a lot and it not be beneficial. So I want to see the work.
For sure. The company is not enough. You definitely, it's just about the relationship you have in the building that really matters. So for the multi-hyphenates, I'm curious, doing all the different things that we do, we typically can do some very different or out of the norm type of gigs. What's the most unique thing you've ever been paid for?
That sounds so strange when you say it that way.
It could sound strange depending on who you are.
It can honestly, that can be interpreted so many ways, and I honestly have so many different stories depending on.
I'm talking gigs, but I guess all things could be considered gigs.
But I just mean there's a lot of different ways, and a creative can have gigs. But anyway, I know what story I want to go with. I was a mascot fox for one of T.I.'s children's birthdays.
Wait.
And when I tell you, these kids whooped my ass in that fox suit. They beat me down. And
Wait,
then one of
why
the parents,
you can't just say they beat. Why did they beat you up?
just because I was dressed up in a giant animal costume, like literally for no reason. They see me dressed in a giant costume, and instead of we're gonna play with the fox, they were like, we're gonna beat this fox down, and they started beating my ass.
How old are these kids?
I don't even remember at this point, but they were young.
Okay.
They were young, and I remember somebody at a party was just like, "You can't hit a girl," and they were like, "A girl, nigga, this a fox." I remember that because I was in that costume. Like, how did I get here? But yeah, that was probably the most interesting gig. Because during that time, early acting days, I was a clown. I was doing face paint. We scratching and surviving.
Yeah.
So that was definitely one of those times where I was just like, okay, this is something I will never do again. But I have the experience.
Yeah.
And I will never forget it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was intense.
No, it's all definitely character building.
Yeah.
You have to go through those things to understand how to put your ego out
Yeah.
out of the way and just understand, I'm playing a role, I'm playing a character, I'm serving someone else right now.
Exactly.
So I think that's a beautiful thing. I always like to ask people that question. So tell me, what's a common misconception that people have about acting? Just like a lot of people don't really know the ins and outs of the industry. So just curious in your experience. What's something that you perceived about the acting world that was different once you actually got in it?
I guess just the perception that celebrities are like different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you get to a certain place, you realize like, everybody's just people.
Yeah.
They go home and live their lives the same. They eat the same. We have this pedestal that we put celebrities on, and everybody is just doing what they can do. It's amazing what some people have accomplished in their lives and careers, but at the end of the day, they're just people.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest misconception, because even running into people who see me and they'll flip out or fall out of chair, and it's so weird to me because I'm just like, who, me? And I appreciate it and I love the support, but it just still seems very unreal that people will see you any differently in that way.
Yeah.
And then on the same token and in the same way, when people don't know who you are, how they can just dismiss you in the same.
Yeah.
It's weird to like experience both those at the same time.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, people's obsession with celebrity or just when they, like you said, when they realize that you are somebody and how their demeanor and
Yeah, how
everything
everything
it can change
changes.
is really weird.
It can make you look at people real sideways.
Yeah, it's like you really fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dealing with that and Jade, and then obviously aren't you Jade's husband thing, and it's really odd.
Yeah.
So in running your businesses and being an independent creator and actress, what's one hat that you wish you didn't have to wear?
Ooh, I'll say this. When I started my boutique, my plus size boutique, Shop Nimani, y'all check it out.
Yes.
My family and I discussed, we decided that we needed to do this endeavor, and my older sister was supposed to take over in terms of running the business, and I was supposed to be more of the face of the business. I picked the clothes and I modeled for it, but when it comes to the day in, day out, the accounting, the packaging of whatever, that was not supposed to be on me. And then my beautiful nephew came into this world, and all bets were off. So now it really all fell on me, and that was something I was not prepared to take on.
Come on, nephew.
No, look, it was a worthy reason for sure, but I definitely was expecting to have more assistance with the boutique, and it's a lot. It's hard, and I wish that I wasn't really doing it as alone as I feel like I am. I want to keep it going. I want to stay strong in that, but that's probably, of all my creative endeavors, that's definitely the hardest one to juggle, because there's expenses no matter what. I have so much product, and you have to find storage for it. So that's a thing. You have to have packaging. There's just so many different parts that go into it that I wasn't prepared for. And all my other crafts, it's like you don't necessarily lose money. Whereas this one is either way, a certain amount of money is coming out of my account.
Inventory.
Yeah. Whether it be inventory, whether it's the website costs, just different, the mailboxes, you have that separate business mailbox and all those things. That's going to come out your account regardless. So you have to make sure that you're on top of things. And that has been difficult to juggle, particularly during times where I'm focused on acting or I'm focused on my influencer work, things that I definitely see a bigger return on at this point, but it's also because I'm doing everything when it comes to the business, and it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Hopefully that'll change soon. I want to definitely scale it up and just be able to provide a better service, more options, bigger sizes, literally, because that's been difficult too. I want to cater to at least a 5X, but right now, because of retailers, it's very difficult to find anything aside from a 3, or they're selling like a whole bunch of 1Xs, a whole bunch of 2Xs, and then a couple 3Xs. There's so many different struggles that we still have, even once you're in the plus size market. So working through it has been a trial, but we're pushing through.
How long has it been now since you started?
It's been 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. In the midst, or I guess right after the pandemic.
Yeah, well, it's still pretty pandemic heavy when you started. Yeah. First of all, congrats on starting at the first. It's a beautiful line, and you guys should really go check it out. She's super talented, and I don't say that with any bias. So please go check out Nimani.
Yeah, shop Nimani on all social media platforms.
So how can the industry show up better for creatives, like the industry as a whole, and I guess all of entertainment?
How can the industry show up for creatives more? I guess the whole starving artist thing. I wish that we could put that to bed. I wish that there was a little more wiggle room, and also just realizing how much it costs to do even the simplest of things that we see. I wish we didn't have to fight as hard for every little penny. But I guess that's in every industry. Everybody's feeling like that. I mean, that's the big one.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think we're coming out of a time where people were looking at things like acting and music as something that could sustain you your entire life, versus understanding that we're moving, I guess, into a new period where you have to have a business that is run properly and do the accounting and the email marketing and all the other things that aren't so glamorous to keep it going. And I think that's really, that's a big reason why we started this podcast, to empower creatives to see their craft beyond a hobby and beyond something just fun to do. You really have to get in here and do the work and make sure your taxes are done, and have systems and a team and all of these different things that you don't necessarily think about. People like you are showing us that it's possible. So yeah, I'm glad to hear your take on that. So we're gonna go into one of my favorite segments of the show. This is called Gem of the Week, where we highlight an independent artist or actor, entrepreneur, inventor, literally anything, documentary, film. So is there an independent creator that you would like to highlight, or that you're really feeling right now?
Absolutely. There's honestly so many, but I would say I have to start with Olay Noel. She just dropped a single called Take Your Time.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal. It's sexy. It's a vibe. You can also check out her last song, Flowers. It's homage to female artists in the industry who paved the way. And yeah, it's on all streaming platforms. Olay Noel, Take Your Time, and Flowers. And she just so happens to be my little sister. So there's that.
Yeah, shout out to Olay. She's super dope, super cool. We love Olay.
Yeah.
For sure. And so for mine, I'm going to do this guy, Tim Gent. He's a rapper, singer. He's actually from Nashville, I believe. And he's actually on Rap Shit. He was on the soundtrack for that, but he's an independent artist. He has a song called MLB that's really dope. It stands for Make Love Baby. And it's like this whole like baseball analogy that's tied to it. But it's really cool. It's definitely one of the few people who have caught my attention this year. And he happens to be independent.
Hey.
Shout out to Tim Gent.
Shout out.
Cool. So now we're going to get into the next segment, Sign, Drop, and Collab.
Ooh.
So if you know the Fuck, Marry, Kill,
Yes.
it's literally the same vibe as that. So someone that you would sign, you want to work with long term, someone that you would drop that you wouldn't want to work with, and someone you want to collab with, maybe just a one-off, but not as high as the person that you would want to sign.
Okay.
So sign, drop, collab. We got Sistas, All the Queen's Men, and Zatima.
Ooh, yikes. Oh my God, I could not pick. I genuinely, oh my God, that would be so difficult. Because although I'm only in one scene of All the Queen's Men, I do feel like that is a powerful scene, and I would not trade that for the world. So I could not. Oh, but then like Sistas is Sistas. Y'all know people love Sistas. Fun joining that cast. And then Zatima's my baby. I'm all up in that. And y'all will see in this next season that they did not come to play. My character really takes off. So this is very difficult to answer. And I really don't know what I want to say. I have to answer?
You have to.
The only thing that would be logical to say, I would, of course, would marry Zatima. All those episodes, and I get to go.
Sign? You mean Sign?
Oh, Sign. I'm sorry. Sign.
Okay.
Collab. This is difficult, but if it was between not doing it and doing it, I would have to say All the Queen's Men would be my collab.
Okay.
Because as much as I enjoy being on Sistas, I'm a fraction of that story. I mean, and that role is just really a segue into my Zatima character. So I guess I would have to drop Sistas.
Sorry, Sistas.
I know.
So sorry.
And that hurts me to say because I don't mean that. Please don't drop me from Sistas. I love Sistas. But yeah, of those three, I feel very strongly about my All the Queen's Men experience.
Yeah.
And just how that welcomed me into the Tyler Perry family in general. Because we were in the bubble,
Yeah.
living in the bubble during that
Yeah,
time. So
yeah.
even when it comes to the relationship with that cast, like, I'm closer to them than you would think I would be from just being in that one episode because we lived in that bubble together. We're having lunch together, all that stuff. Yeah.
And you spoke about the impact of that scene.
Yeah.
Like, so what was the impact that you felt or the feedback that you received from fans or viewers for that scene? I talked about it a little earlier, just the visibility of plus size intimacy.
Yes.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
So for those who don't know, All the Queen's Men, led by Eva Marcel, it's cast, it's centered around her running a male strip club. In the first season, I play a divorcee who's having a private party with some of the guys, and we have a sexual intimate scene that requires nudity. And although that was a scary thing for me to do, I felt like it was so powerful because you don't typically see people of my stature, visibly plus size. I'm a 3X, so you don't get to see that in a sexual tone without it being either made fun of or played down, raunchy. They shot it beautifully. It really looks romantic, even though the situation is not romantic. It's very liberating to see a body like presented that way. And the feedback that I got from, when I tell you to this day, I get messages and DMs about that scene and what it meant to people to see people who look like them in that way. I will never feel, as time goes on and you wonder about doing nudity scenes and everything, not necessarily something that I off rip wanted to do, but the experience was very liberating.
Yeah.
And I am very happy that was my gateway in and that people saw it and respected it because I didn't hear any negative feedback. Although there might have been, for me, I got a lot of positive, a lot of encouragement, a lot of people who were just like, thank you for representing us. I love that. And
Amazing.
I'm very happy about that, yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank
Congrats
y'all.
on that for sure. Yeah, I remember you telling me not to watch it. I was like, damn, I can't even see my friend's debut on TV.
Honestly, because it's weird when I know certain people have watched it. And as proud as I am about it, it's just when certain people come up to me and are just like, oh yeah, I seen you on TV. I don't know what they're referring to, but there's always a different energy when they see me on that versus the Zatima's. Yeah, it gets weird, but I'm appreciative of the experience for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So the next sign drop and collab we're going to do is Michael B. Jordan, Damson Idris, and Jonathan Majors.
It's so funny
Sign
because
drop collab. Which
this
one?
answer would have been very different if y'all had brought it up maybe 4 months ago. Because when I tell you I loved me some Jonathan Majors back then, but y'all done messed it up for me. I got to say drop, unfortunately. And between Damson and Michael B, something about that accent. Damson, I'm signing you, babes. And Michael, we can collab, but Damson, he does it for me. Does it for me.
Wait, why we had to drop Jonathan? He can't even be in the running no more?
I had to choose someone, okay? I had no choice.
He was like, we're going to go with anyone who had the most negative press.
Not even the most negative. I loved him in Creed. But if we're going for just looks, to be honest, out of them three, what I prefer would be in that order
Okay, perfect.
But I love them all,
Cool.
but in that order. Yeah.
So next sign drop collab. This is the last one we'll do. Music, acting, and beauty/fashion. Sign drop and collab. Who we picking?
Ooh. It's funny because this has changed over the years. It's constantly changing, I would say. In my opinion, I could never give up music. I could now absolutely not give up acting either. And I never saw myself as a fashion girly. I think other people put me in that position. I just dress in what I like.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily subscribe to brand names or anything like that. So if I had to drop something, I would say that part.
Okay.
The fashion. When it comes to collabs, now it would be music.
Okay.
Because it's not Mary. What is this? Acting is it. Like, I can't see myself doing anything else.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
No, you're a natural. You're amazing at it. And I'm glad that you've found something that you're really passionate about. And just to see that trajectory over the years has been beautiful.
Thank you.
So I'm super proud of you.
I appreciate it.
So we're going to get into the next segment where we're going to do a little trivia based around your world and your expertise. And we're going to go head to head. I don't know these questions either. So it's multiple choice. I promise you I don't. I literally have no idea. Okay. We're going to go head to head and good luck because I don't know what's about to happen because I don't know nothing about the acting world like that. I'm very, you know me.
I am not.
You remember Taboo days back in the day?
Yeah.
Nah, it depends. But
Okay,
if it's something for real, I'm competitive for sure. Yeah.
Let's put some money on it then.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. There is music and acting because obviously you're multi-happening. How many times did Ashanti say "baby" on her 2002 hit song "Baby"? Was it A, 91, B, 57, C, 106? No shade.
Oh, I want to sing it right now.
Go.
Baby.
Baby.
But does that count? What does it count when there's a person in the back goes,
the backgrounds don't count. Her leads only.
Okay.
I'm going with 91.
Yeah, I was going to go with the middle number. It feels safe.
All right. Both of you got it. It is 91.
See?
Found it.
We're quick counters.
Okay. Which of these actors has never won an Oscar? Jim Carrey, Morgan Freeman, Julie Andrews.
I'm going with Jim Carrey.
I'm going to say Morgan Freeman.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is Jim Carrey.
Oh,
woo!
Really?
Yeah.
How did he get two? Oh, yeah, because 91. Okay.
Oh, so it's 2-1.
See how
Jim Carrey,
Jim Carrey
Interesting.
never won one, which is really shocking.
Yeah.
It's shocking because he's a great actor, but it's not shocking based on what I think they would typically give Oscar.
Well, he also does other films like the one where he played that comedian.
Not the one. That's what I'm saying. That you have to find the one thing that he did that where he's just not.
I wonder what do you know what Morgan Freeman won his Oscar for?
I don't, but
It might have been Shawshank Redemption. It could have been.
I haven't seen that in forever.
I can look it up. I'll make sure I have the.
It's another one. We have another one.
There's 5 of
Yes.
it.
Because my answer was racially motivated.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I was definitely a process of elimination for me.
All right. Which artist said this quote? I don't like to gamble, but if there's one thing I'm willing to bet on, it's myself. Is it Mariah Carey, Beyonce, or Taylor Swift?
Doesn't seem like a Taylor Swift thing.
It doesn't.
It's giving Beyonce.
I'm going Mariah.
It's giving Beyonce.
The correct answer is Beyonce. 2-2. We're tied up. Let go.
God.
I don't like to gamble.
Exactly.
Number 4. Which artist? This is really a crazy one, by the way, y'all.
Oh, yay.
Which artist paid a witch doctor $150,000 to put a curse on Steven Spielberg?
What?
This really happened. Which artist paid a witch doctor $150,000 to put a curse on Steven Spielberg?
I'm gonna say.
Right. Not you ready.
I'm ready.
The witch doctor is already.
But I have a guess for sure.
Well, I want to hear your guess now.
My guess is the lady that played Suge in Color Purple.
Wait, Taraji?
No, in the original Color Purple.
Oh, why?
Because she was like, that was her vibe in the movie, and then she worked with Steven Spielberg in the movie. That's funny.
I'll give you the choice.
Isn't it Avery?
I don't know her name.
Her real name's Avery something.
But no, she's not one of the options. A, Madonna. B, Michael Jackson. C, Elton John.
I'm going to go with Madonna.
I'm leaning Madonna too, but Elton John's sticking out a little bit as well. But I'm going to go Madonna.
You all are both incorrect. It was, in fact, Michael Jackson.
What?
And the story behind this is that when Steven Spielberg did Hook, he wanted a part in it, and they wouldn't give him one. So he paid a witch doctor $150,000 from Mali, some country, and Yeah, for him and whoever else was producing the film to put a spell on him.
So he wanted to be Peter. He was mad.
Robin Williams?
He wanted to be Peter Pan. He has his
Witch
place was
Doctor.
called Neverland. That's why he was mad.
But Witch Doctor? Okay.
The witch doctor is what stood out, and I was like, who would lean into a witch doctor? But that makes sense too when you think of. Never mind. No, just in terms of I don't know. I ain't know him.
I heard Mike was really tapped into some stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if it worked.
No, Steven Spielberg seemed to be doing just fine.
One of his eyes ain't working, although we don't know what the spell was.
Yeah.
All right, we have another one?
Yes, last one. This is the one because you guys are tied 2-2. What is Queen Latifah's real name?
Oh no.
A. Rhonda Anderson. B. Dana Owens. C. Monique Miller. The tiebreaker.
Owens is speaking to me.
Me too. God, dog.
I want to say Dana.
I'm going with Dana too. That's
Stop trying to copy me.
I just literally what I thought.
We're gonna have to do.
I was like Anderson, nah.
Because we're gonna be tied.
Miller, probably not.
It's Dana Owens.
Woo!
You both win.
So we got to get a
That's not- yeah, we
tiebreaker.
need a tiebreaker.
You got to come up with something.
Y'all just use one of Slim. Who was the first woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, Joan Jett.
Tina.
I'm going with Aretha. At least it should be, based on time.
Devin is the winner.
Yeah.
Woo!
I was about to say, I don't know why, but I thought hers was counter.
Lights.
Wait! I thought hers was retroactive. I thought hers came later. That's why I said that.
Oh.
Because I get why you said yours, but I was thinking Tina, and then like retroactively she got hers. But yeah, okay,
wait.
I'll give you your credit. I appreciate you. Worthy opponent.
Caw. Wait, what is that from?
Dream.
Oh my God! I know that.
I was about to say, I'll be honest about
Yeah, I've already talked about
I was
Dream.
cacawing before.
Speaking of Dream,
Oh.
not Dream the Urban Musical, but Dream and a nightmare experience from your career. Give me a dream come true experience and give me a nightmare experience from your career.
I'll start with the nightmare.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is a real nightmare, but you know how you have those things that happen that live rent-free in your brain for the rest of your life? Keeps me up at night. Okay. And it's so stupid. I am known for falling, and I already know that I've very much so made an impression because Tyler's written it into the script. That's how often that even he's seen me fall. But this was a particular time where I let my awkward manifest, and I have not been able to live it down. When we started our second season of Zatima, when I first got on set and saw Tyler for the first time, he got up and he was walking towards me, and I was sure he was about to come and hug me. So I put out my arms in the expectation for a hug, and then he proceeded to walk towards me, but then past me. My arms are already out for this hug. So now my arm is wrapped around his waist because this man is tall too. So it's wrapped around his waist. And instead of addressing it or explaining, I ran to holding, which was upstairs in the location. I just left. I will never know how he perceived that situation. But I know for a fact that at least a few other people were like, what the hell is wrong with her? Because the hairstylist told me later, she was like, is everything okay? But I did not know how to address what happened. So instead of addressing it, I literally just ran upstairs.
Can you imagine out of the corner of your eye seeing someone who you think is grabbing Tyler Perry and then they run away?
I ran upstairs. I was
That's
mortified.
hilarious.
And it keeps me up at night. Like, those things that you do where you're just like, you
intrusive
idiot.
thoughts.
And instead of just being like, oh, sorry, I thought we were hugging, us playing it off, I was like, and now that I've told you all, I feel like it's going to start a replay of it.
That's amazing.
It's mortifying. Yeah. So that is my horror story. And then something really cool that happened. A few things. I think it's oftentimes just recognition from people who I admire really solidifies that I'm in the right direction or that I'm supposed to be here. And this happened 2 times for me. One time when I was working with Queen Latifah, and she remembered my name from another time that I met her.
Okay.
I was like a reader or something the first time we met. I was not expecting her to even know my name. So for her to recognize me the second time and address me by name, I almost vomited. And then more recently, I was on The Comeback with Tay Diggs, and I did a scene with him. And on our downtime when we're just like playing and ad-libbing with our scenes, the way that he was laughing and like genuinely reacting to some of the things that I was saying, it was very affirming. Someone who I've admired for years, whether it be theater or film. So to work across from him, for one, was already like, wow. But then to genuinely make him laugh and feel like, okay, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
That was super affirming and something that I won't forget.
That's amazing. Yeah, we need those affirmations, especially early in our career, and just having people that we look up to that are accepting us into their spaces and making us feel welcome. So
yeah.
I can definitely relate to that. The last part I like to do with our guests is to talk about something that you want to manifest. So what's one thing that you would like to manifest for your career? Maybe say in the next year, 2 years, whatever. Just whatever's kind of top of your list of
musical
things.
Series. Easy peasy. Musical series or film. I need to and want to make that a priority.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
No, you would be amazing in that. And yeah, that's definitely going to be coming. And if it doesn't come in through someone else, it's going to be coming through us one day.
Absolutely. Let's get it. Yeah.
For sure.
I'm waiting on it. I'm expecting that. So just so y'all know.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's a work in progress, and you're definitely on it. You're on all our short lists.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. We love you, and much continued success on all that you do. And I'm sure our guests will be seeing you again soon.
Absolutely. I appreciate you for having me. It touches my heart that y'all would think so highly of me. So have me as a guest. But no, genuinely, growing up with you guys and you guys just constantly thinking of me when it comes to opportunities and everything, I appreciate you. So thank you for having me. And I'm looking forward to working with y'all in the future.
Let's go.
Forever.
So please tell all our followers and viewers how they can find you.
Okay. You can find me on all social media as Nzinga Imani. That's Nzinga Imani. That's for if anything pops up. If it doesn't, that's okay. I spelled it for you. You can find my boutique at Shop Nimani. That's SHOPNIMANI. And you can catch me on Zatima on BET+, Sistas on BET. And Zatima is also on BET on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. So, yeah, you can catch me on all of those things.
Yes, make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you support. Go buy you some clothes from Nimani. And thank you so much again for having us. Jeez.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you guys. Tune in to the next episode, and we'll catch you next time on the Let There Be Art podcast. Peace.